Hello! I just want to make sure you're there. Good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of Bonje. And you must know by now this show comes every Friday between the hours of 8 and 9. It's an exciting hour on television where we explore the creative arts, we explore history or culinary arts and other aspects of Grenadian life and present them to you in ways that just make you go, Bonje. That's the intention. So we start this evening, well, I'm your host, Robert White, and we start this evening, as per usual, with our Bonje news. Yeah, man, we are news too. Hey. Bonje, you think we folk mush? I'm sure you know that word, folk mush. Now, the Grenada Cultural Foundation would like to inform persons that the benefit concert for the 5 victims in Guelph, that 5 buildings that got burned just recently, yeah. Now, the concert was supposed to take place this Friday, 28th March, at the Cuthbert Peters Park in Guelph. However, it has been postponed to a new date, and the new date is next Friday, April 4th. So don't go up there tonight, nothing happening tonight. Next week, April 4th, at the same venue, starting at 9 p.m. Now, the concert will be featuring some special guests from Trinidad and Tobago, Black Stalin and Valentino. Yeah, man, and they all have Grenadian roots, right? Both of them, and they proudly identify with their Grenadian roots. And as well on the show will be Guelph Sensation. Well, we couldn't have that show without having the roly-poly man. Just mash up Trinidad and he's going way up the region. And understand he's doing very well in the US as well. So, Mr. Killer, yeah man, the roly-poly man. And along with some of Grenadians' other, well-known sons in the arts, the Calypso business, Calypso Soca, Talpri, Ajamo, Brother B, Black Wizard, Short Pre, we have a lot of pre's on here. We have Tall Pre, then we have Short Pre, a lot of pre's around Bonje, you think we easy. And then we'll also have many more. And then there'll be one guest who we really want everybody to look for when they come. The admission. That guest is only $20. Once you connect with that guest, you can go through the door, and guess what? We really want you to support, because this is in aid of the fire victims. So it's not just a show for a show. And a lot of the performers are given the talent free. Understand, even the folks who have provided the song system and otherwise are doing it free. Even for the outside artists, the accommodation is being sponsored. That again is free. So a number of people are pitching in to actually help the fire victims. Keep costs down, almost zero, and ensure that most or all of the profits go to the victim of the fire. Now that's a good deal. Yeah, that's good Grenadian spirit right there. A 4-door cricket, Bonje, a 4-door cricket match, well, that's a SUV. A 4-day cricket match will be held at the Grenada Cricket Stadium starting from today, 28th, and goes until the 31st of March. Now, who playing? Winwood versus Leewards. It starts at 9 a.m. The admission is only $10 for adults and free entrance for all school children. Now, those of you who went to big, don't put on your old school uniform and go. They're going to make you out. Right. Now, the National Volleyball Association will be having the final round of competition in Grandans Beach. That takes place on Saturday, 29th. That's tomorrow, and it starts at 10 a.m. So go support that. Volleyball is, I just recently remember we had I think the vice president, was it, of the Volleyball Association, or I can't remember too well, but right here giving us an indication of how well volleyball is doing and how we in Grenada are doing. The conclusion of St. Patrick's Day Fiesta, that's going to be this weekend, and persons are being invited to support, right? Come out in your numbers and support the last few activities as the part of the celebrations. Now, the festival comes to an end on Sunday, this Sunday, 30th March, and the final event is a street fiesta at Main Street, Sotheres. Yes, man. Now, the Grenada Cultural Foundation webpage and Facebook account is up and running. Sports boy. Interested persons can visit the website at culture.gd, and the Facebook page at Grenada Cultural Foundation, Grenada Culture Foundation. Also, the foundation has a new feature that highlights forerunners of Grenada's culture. And to nominate these persons, you can send your submissions to gcfmanager@spicesile.com. Or, alternatively, you can use culture.gd, or still, if you want to contact otherwise, you could do it at the foundation's Facebook page. Amen? Good. Fish Friday, as per usual. Today is Friday, and on Friday, Fish Friday happens. So, not now, after the show. That's always my tagline. Not now. After the show, head on to Fish Friday. See you up there. We take a break, and when we come back, we have our first interview who's already in guest and in position. Stay tuned. Don't you move away because it's going to be exciting.
It's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Hey, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bon J, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
The camera come back. Hey, here's what. Welcome back to the Bonje. And we are told that we have GBN with us this evening. So we want to invite the GBN family. Yes, man. And we also have, by connection or by extension, the TCN network with us this evening, all the way up to New York and I think there's some other states in the U.S. So welcome, family. We're glad that you're here with us this evening. And we also extending our welcome right now to our first guest in studio. Good evening, Miss James.
Good day, Mr. White.
Hey. Welcome to Bonje, girl.
Thank you.
Finally make it.
Finally.
You're living just up the road. They take you home. This is about 17, 18 episodes you couldn't reach it.
Well, the problem is I have to wait to be invited. I can't crash the thing.
Okay.
Bonje, you want to put me in trouble?
She's defending, boy. Sandra, you're here this evening to talk about your involvement with the arts and the culture and so. You know, some people... Your name has become synonymous with a theatre outfit on the island. Which outfit is that, boy?
Heritage Theatre Company of Grenada.
Heritage Theatre Company of Grenada. How many years have you been with Heritage? And tell us your position.
Okay.
What do you do?
I joined Heritage in 1995.
Oh, gee, I didn't born yet.
So that tells people that Heritage Theatre is older than 1995.
Speaking of what age, boy? How old is Heritage this year?
This year we make 25. So we well big. We big people.
Yeah, young adults. Great. So you joined Heritage in 1995, but some people have complained that they have not seen you on stage. So how are you involved with theatre company if you're not on stage?
See, in life, if we all do the same thing, we'll have a problem.
Okay.
So some people have to act, and others have to push the paper. So I push the paper.
Good.
So I am responsible for a lot of the off-stage activities. Logistics, coordination, event planning, operations. That's my forte.
Good. And of course, that's an important aspect of, as you rightly indicated, that's an important aspect of the whole the development of the and running of the theatre company. Let's talk tonight about the trust of that particular theatre company, what mood is the theatre company in now.
But it doesn't seem, it seemed like yesterday when 6 people, 3 of whom I remember off the top of my head would have been Christopher D. Riggs, the late Asquith Duncan, and Halim Abdul Ali came together and formed Heritage Theatre because they felt that there was a need to develop Grenada's indigenous form of theatre that is Grenadian. And 25 years later, we have performed 49 full-length plays.
Joke you're making.
Sorry,
that's all
49. Sorry, not 49. 39 full-length plays.
But I mean, it's still a fantastic figure,
yes,
isn't it? I mean,
and that is a traditional full-length play that you sit and you look at a story. And then in 1993, we introduced the comedy theatre to Grenada. Comedy meaning it is still regular 90 minutes or 2 hours, but it is made up of a variety of comedic art forms. So you might find there skits, monologues, comedic impressions, mime, dialogue, but all related to one central theme. People might remember Hurricane Ivan Rufus, which we did, which was in truth and in fact therapy theatre after Hurricane Ivan.
Yes.
So you would have dealt with pieces, what people did before the hurricane, during the hurricane, and after the hurricane.
Yeah.
We have.
I remember Tired It Rice, that piece that somebody did, which was actually a commentary on the fact that there was so much rice available after the hurricane. It was almost like that was a staple.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then people would remember when we did On the Campaign Trail, where we poked fun at after the election campaign. We also did Bush Bash.
Yes,
So there's
yes.
several comedy productions that people would remember. And I am proud to say that Heritage Theatre is the one who brought that form of theatre to Grenada. And now it's all over. But I want people to remember, we did it, and we did it first in 1993.
Tell me something. Who actually? I mean, what? How do you get your pieces? How do you formulate it? The long, the full-length plays, the slapstick style theater
Comedy,
pieces.
yeah.
How do you come up with those? Who writes? You know, is it developed as a one-person idea, or is it a combination of involved persons?
Well, we have a resident playwright in the form of our artistic director, Christopher D. Riggs. So he tends to do most of our full-length productions, and the themes of which come up as part of our development process. We might decide, okay, we want to deal with this issue. For instance, we have made a decision in 2000 to deal with social development issues. So as a result, we would have dealt with issues of family life education, teenage sexuality, HIV prevention, good governance, environmental protection, drug use. So we would decide on the theme, and then Chris would write a play around that.
the theme.
Because
Okay.
our mission is to become an instrument for creativity and a medium for entertainment, education, and social development in Grenada. So while we strive to entertain, we also ensure that we educate along the way. And then we have Wayne Bob, who would have also had his first full-length production.
Yes, I
And
remember that one well.
Yeah, that was A Father's Love,
Yes,
right,
I
which
remember that
dealt
play.
with the whole issue of child abuse,
Yes.
child
yes,
sexual abuse.
Yes. yes.
And then our comedy pieces, because they are slapstick pieces, are written from, they're developed in workshop sessions with the entire theatre company.
Okay.
So they would be developed in group sessions, or individual members would volunteer to write short pieces on a given topic that we're dealing with at that particular time.
So it's a collaborative effort. with
Collaborative
respect to the
effort.
Comedy production.
Yes.
Yeah, Bungie. Sandra, you're very active.
Yeah, and then we also tour, you know. We didn't just sit down
You
and
still have time to
doing
tour?
things. Of course.
Eh,
No, obviously.
There's a couple places you've been.
Okay, obviously we have performed in the state of Grenada.
Okay.
I say no
Grenada,
more.
Grenada, Carriacou, and Piti Martinique.
Exactly. We've performed regionally. Antigua, Aruba, Barbados, Cuba, St. Kitts, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago. Internationally, we would have performed in Canada, Montreal and Toronto, in the United States, Miami, Brooklyn, Washington, the Bronx, and we also performed in Holland, in the Netherlands. Through our affiliation with the International Amateur Theatre Association, we would have participated in several theatre festivals. In Trinidad, we went to Aruba twice. We went to Trinidad twice, Aruba twice, a festival in Cuba, a festival in Antigua, and things like
Good.
that. So we've been around the place.
You have been, yes, that's what I was going to say. Yes. The theatre company has been very wayward.
Yes, very, very, very,
They have
very
been all
well.
over the place.
Yes.
But tell us, let's speak now about this, because I understand there's a show coming up.
Yes.
And there's
Yes.
actually the 25th anniversary celebrations.
Yes. So as part of our 25th anniversary celebrations, we'll be having a series of events throughout for the rest of the year, 2014. And it starts with, well, one of the activities will be Vintage Heritage Comedy Show, which will be staged at the Grenada Trade Center on Saturday, May the 3rd, Sunday the 4th, Saturday the 10th, and Sunday the 11th.
So that's 4 nights, right?
4 nights.
2 weekends back to back.
2 weekends back
Good.
to back.
Right.
And as usual, tickets will be available at the usual ticket outlets, but people will be advised within the next week the exact ticket outlet. So and it's only $35. We have group rates for families and corporate group rates, so people can contact us personally to find out what these group rates are. So start putting aside the $35 because today's supposed to be payday. So start put aside all $50. So $35 for the ticket, and you have a couple dollars to buy a malt during intermission.
Bonje, wait now. I thought we were talking theater. That become an exercise in financial planning.
Of course.
You know, put aside a little thing.
Of course.
But of course, it's practical advice. If you
Yes.
want to go to an activity, don't wait till time comes. But put aside a little something. Is still is the first and second
Weekend in May.
in May. So you got some time. You got the whole month of April, right? And well, this month and next month.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
So if you can put aside the whole $50 this month, you put aside $25 this month, and then in the next month you put aside the other
I say the old
$25.
people used to do it. Sanja must grow up with old people. But
Most definitely, and then I'm an old person too, so you know it's part of me.
hey, you could have fooled me. I ain't trying yet, you know. Trying to fool me. Sanja, tell me something about what other activities? Because this is 25 years. Don't tell me just having a show.
No.
You must have some other things in mind for the 20th
Well,
anniversary.
first of all,
celebration.
we planning a press conference, most likely on the 9th of April, where we will talk more about the activities.
Okay.
And another thing, little known fact that we do that people don't know about. I mentioned earlier that part of our mission is to educate. So we have done several educational activities along the way. It's a little known fact.
You
But
wanna expand on that a
we
little?
use theater as a training mechanism. Because like right now, we have partnered with the Caribbean HIV/AIDS Alliance, and we are training several community outreach officers how to use theater as part of their training platform to reach their constituents. So they have been taught the theater techniques, how to act, how to perform, how to use the body, how to use the voice. They were also taught how to write a script and how to script so that you get the messages across. And last Saturday, they had their first performance as part of the St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Tomorrow we'll be performing at the Victoria Food Fest, and next Friday we'll be at the Esplanade Mall.
Okay.
Because we try to use public spaces because it's an education, entertainment type of project.
It's not a paid activity, is it?
No, it's not a paid activity. It's a
Okay.
public activity.
Okay.
We're looking at doing a rum runner cruise in June and a give back to the community day in July, because over the 25 years, obviously, people have been coming to our shows and obviously they're paying. So we'll be looking for at community activities, because over the 25 years, you would imagine that those who were single when they started with the group are now parents, married, and grandparents. So we'll be
A lot has happened in 25 years.
a lot has happened in
Bonje.
So there will be a family fun day.
Uh-huh.
Sometime we're looking at later down in the year. We want to have a gala awards dinner in November, which is our anniversary month, and we're looking at doing an overseas tour in October. But one thing that I want to talk about that we're really proud of,
And see if you could do that in 1 minute first.
all the training activities that we have been doing over the years, we'll be pulling all that together in a new institution called the Heritage Training Academy, which we will launch in the middle of April, and that will deal specifically with youth development and training in the performing arts.
Sandra, that was a lot of information there in a little bit of time. But of course, we want to invite you back sometime, maybe as you get closer to your production as well. And as you go deeper into the 25th anniversary celebrations, invite you back to Bonje.
It
So you
will
can
be my
continue
pleasure.
sharing with us. All right? We want to wish you, on behalf of Bonje, all the best.
Thank you very much.
And all the best to Heritage. And
A lot of work,
now
but
keep
I
doing
enjoy
what you're
it.
doing.
I enjoy it.
When we come back, more information, more excitement right here on Bonje.
It's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bonje, a product of the Grenadian Cultural Foundation.
There is still a place where untouched beauty meets soothing experiences and a warm people. It is a place where cascading waterfalls meet quiet meandering rivers to join silky stretches of white sand beaches. A place where you are greeted with the friendly smiles of the local people, while the rich aroma from the abundance of tropical fruits, fresh herbs and spices fill your lungs. A place perfect for curious minds. Minds intrigued by 18th century plantations, a water-propelled rum distillery, historical forts, and petroglyphs that are still visible today. A place where you can go turtle watching, feed mana monkeys, and marvel at water-filled craters created from extinct volcanoes. This place also allows you to enjoy perfect year-round sailing conditions while diving the world's first underwater sculpture park. This charming place is neatly situated in the Southern Caribbean and is popularly referred to as the Spice Islands of the Caribbean. These islands are Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So come visit us as we take you on a journey like never before. Come, experience the rhythms of spice.
Welcome back. And just before we continue, we have a surprise for you, but and you're going to see what the surprise is. We're not easy here, you know. When you see they say Bonjour, and that is what exactly we want you to, that's how we want you to respond. But before we bring the surprise, now we're going to our Bonjour moment. Now, you know, of course, every weekend that we have the show, every Friday, we try to find something hilarious. And sometimes maybe not hilarious, but it still causes you to look and take a like a chuckle. Look at it today. You might chuckle or you might go ha ha ha. Your choice.
Bonjour. Come say hi to my friends. There she's coming up. Yes, you want a cracker?
Where is she?
You want a cracker? Come now.
There she is.
All right, this is South American parrot. Yellowhead.
Cute.
Rainbow.
Rainbow, come here.
Come over.
She left.
I saw a lizard. I see a lizard.
And this is a lizard. Look at the one right here. Look at this guy.
Molly, want a cracker?
Rainbow, come over, say hi to my friend. Come. It's actually her birthday. Yes, it's her birthday today, so why not surprise? That's not funny. It's her birthday today. Why not sing her a song? Sing her a song. Happy. Come on, not like that. Happy birthday. Come on, go again. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you. You live in a zoo. Happy. Yeah, you're gonna get a cracker. You're gonna get a cracker. You're signing up for the cracker, right? Huh?
Do you want to get a cracker? Want to get a cracker?
You want a cracker? You want a cracker?
Rainbow, want a cracker?
Come on, that's not that funny, Rainbow. Come on. All right. I guess as much we're gonna leave you because you're showing off a little bit, right? So bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, Rainbow. Bye bye, Rainbow.
Oh.
Bye bye. You don't want us to leave? Bye bye. See you later.
Bye.
Happy.
Bonjour.
Now, Polly was very entertaining. That's not Polly, actually, it's Rainbow. It's the name of the parrot as we saw there. But what I like is a laugh, like a scandal in the back. Why? it's just amazing, right? But you see how these animals, the parrot, they can sometimes just entertain you very nicely. They entertain you. I have one home. That one says good morning, whether you come home 12 o'clock in the night, or whether you come home 6 o'clock in the morning, or whether you come home 12 in the day. Good morning, you know. So I guess he probably ain't long time yet, but at least he been courteous. Good. Now we did indicate that we have something to make it go bonjour as well. Now tonight we call it a double play. Sometimes we just have one person in the interview, but tonight we have two. Now the unique thing about this two, you can't tell one from the other. Let's introduce Leah and Liana. Good evening, ladies.
Good night.
All right. So who is Leah and who is Liana?
I'm Leah.
You're Leah.
I'm Rihanna.
Yeah.
Let's hope you remember this during the course of the interview.
Well, these two young ladies are here today, and they have made a name for themselves doing dance. Yeah, they just love to dance. So tell us, are you associated with any dance school, or is it that you're on your own, you started a dance company, or part of a dance company? Tell us how you do your craft.
At present, I dance and teach at Spiceland Dance Company, and I'm at Conception Dance Theatre.
That's not good.
Why?
That's not good. That's competition right there. You know,
competition.
that's good competition.
Yes.
Okay,
Take
okay.
practice. Who's the better dancer?
I won't ask, but of course you could tell me. You could tell me. I won't ask, and let me tell you, and
I would say Liana is a
Liana is a better dancer.
Yes.
Okay, and well,
honest.
okay, all right. So you're a better dancer. Who's more honest than the two of you?
Who's more honest?
Yeah,
I am.
you are.
Yeah.
But that's not true. She's just said she was more honest.
Exactly. Now you know who's more honest. It's okay.
Ladies, how long have you started dancing?
We started dancing since the age of 4, so that's about
No, that's only 4 years ago.
that's about 19 years now.
Right.
We started with the Grenada School of Dance. We stayed there for about a year or so, and then we became the founding members of Spiceland Dance Company.
Oh, you were part of the founding member. Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes.
Now 4 years. What could have caused this 4-year-old girls, when they used to be home playing with dolls and other things, to decide they want to? How was the interest? What sparked the interest?
Well, my aunts basically threw us into the performing arts arena, basically. So at the age of 4, they both wanted us to dance and be a part of that. And I thank God for that because I love it.
Okay,
I really
good.
love it.
So you haven't vexed with your aunt, no? I mean,
No.
You kind of get.
Because I
Look in the
love
camera and tell her thank you, auntie.
Thank you, man.
So you've been with you started actually. You were founding member of Spiceland Dance Company. How has that experience been for you?
Well, over the years, I've become a more disciplined and focused individual. I think when we were in Form 1, I started teaching at the company as well. So it's taught me a lot, you know, and what really sparked my interest was seeing the kids that I taught, how interested they were and how much they loved the fact that I was teaching them to dance, you know. So all of that really, it stemmed from deep within, you know. It's a love, it's a passion that I have since the age of 4, and it's continued till now. Yes.
Wonderful.
Well,
Tell us, Leah.
Me, it's just a hobby. I mean, I love to dance, but I didn't want to pursue a career, well, professionally. Now I'm teaching at Conception, the intermediate class, modern class, and they're amazing. A few of them want to pursue that dance career, and I want to encourage them, although I don't want to do it, but it's something that a lot of young girls should look forward to, well, once you're in dancing. And it's a love for me, it's a love for Liana, and we had the support from our family and friends, which we're grateful for. Without their support, trust me, we would not be the best, basically.
Good. I have had the opportunity of seeing you on stage, and I remember that day in particular I was saying, but that's Liana. No, that's not Liana. But she looked like Liana. But that must be Liana. No, she's not Liana. So you had me confused for about a good 5 minutes, and I'm looking and saying, and then eventually I asked somebody, is she Liana? Because I couldn't take it again. They said, no, that's Liana's sister. So you had me well confused there for a while. Yes. But what apart from, we identified that you had a passion. Well, I mean, passion grew. You were thrust into it, and the passion grew over time. Apart from passion, what are some of the prerequisites for well, in your case, not a career, but involvement in the arts? The passion is one thing, but what are some of the other things that you bring to the table that must be there to ensure that at the end of the day, that you have a good performance, that you have a good record, that you are excelling, even if you do not excel necessarily to the biggest stage, but at least you would look back on your time and say, I have done well. I have moved from point A to point B. So there was progress.
Well, firstly, I believe you have to have a good attitude. If you don't have a good attitude as a dancer, you will not succeed. Because you could be the best dancer, but with the worst attitude, you would never get anywhere. So firstly,
Well, to hear that, to those would-be or aspiring dancers outside there, it's first is a good attitude. I like that. I like that. Right.
you have to be flexible. Not physically. But what I'm saying is that you have to be flexible in the fact that, I mean, you will not have the biggest stage to dance on all the time. So you might have the smallest stage. You will have to be flexible, you know, to use that stage properly.
Use what you have.
Use what you have.
Right.
Yeah.
No matter what. You could be sick on a particular day of a performance. You just have to do it. Smile all the way. When you get off the stage, cry your eyes out. But as long as you perform and you do well.
And you please the audience.
Yes.
You know, I was about to ask about the smile, and you went there, so I had to follow it up. You look at the difference to me between a good dancer and a great dancer is sometimes has to do with appearance.
Yes.
Of course, technique and so forms a big part, but appearance, they look good on stage. And I realize a lot of the looking good factor has to do with the smile, they create that connection between yourself and the audience.
Yes.
But how difficult is it to just keep smiling and remembering the next move what you're smiling and you got a bounce that was not supposed to happen because the stage is a little small and the one of your fellow dancers bouncing but you're smiling.
I've had an experience with that, but I think it all has to do with your love and your passion for it. I mean, once you get on stage and you see the feedback from the audience, it's the connection that gets you moving. I don't know, it's just...
It takes years and years of practice
as well
to get that. Because sometimes you're like, oh my God, this girl just kicked me. And then you really want to show it, but you have to hide it. Because you don't want to spoil the performance and you don't want your other teammates being like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know, you want to do your best and, perform well.
So essentially, when you at the moment of a performance, the real you must be suppressed.
No, not at all. I don't believe so. I mean, I consider myself a very outgoing person, so on stage that personality is gonna come out, and then it's all dependent on the piece you're doing as well.
Okay.
If you have to be emotional, then you show that emotion, happy, sad, whatever it is. But the main thing is to try to connect with your audience, because they're the ones that are looking at you. You know for yourself that you have a love for it, but they're the ones that, want to see that. And you want to make sure you put on a good performance at the end of the day.
Great,
Or else they will
great.
be interested.
Great. Ladies, it has been such a pleasure having you on Bonje. It's your first time, and we really appreciate having you. We hope that we get an opportunity to invite you back again sometime. But just as we wrap up, now, any parting comments? Either one of you? Any, mini, miny?
Mo?
I just want to say thank you for having us on the show. I really want to see dance developing in Grenada, more so dance. Because, I mean, in the future, not too distant future, I'd like to have my own performing arts theater and studio.
Wonderful.
And not only, focusing on dance itself, but also theater and music, because kids, not everybody's going to be into dance. So that's one of my main focus as well. Also taking it to the community level where you probably start up with a class a week, for people who want to focus on their health, on body conditioning and all of that. So,
Wonderful.
Let's see how
the
things
module
go.
of dance aside has become popular. I saw some yesterday, and they were really enjoying themselves. The police has actually started something or so, but again, there are different ways and forms that you could do it.
Yes.
I want to thank you again for joining us on
you so
Bonje.
much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Keep dancing your hearts away, right? And even when you get a little bounce, keep smiling. We'll be right back with Bonje.
It's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Hey, hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bonje, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
Welcome back to Bonje. Ooh, what a beautiful interview with two lovely young ladies, Bonje. We got so much talent in this little 2x4 Spice Island. Just overflowing with talent. They were involved in dancing, and we're shifting now to show you some of our talents, our talented dancers to our talented singers. So our next video moment will show someone who has appeared on Bonje before, but tonight she'll be in the electronic format. Let's look at Tammy Baldio. She's doing a cover of one of our popular selections there. Tammy Baldio on Bonje. Thank you.
Shadows settle on a place that you left. Our minds are troubled by emptiness. Destroy the middle, it's a waste of time. From the perfect start to the finish line. And if you're still breathing, you're the lucky ones. 'Cause most of us are heaving through corrupted lungs, setting fire to our insides for fun, collecting names of all the lovers that went wrong, the lovers that went wrong. Chasing visions of our future. One day we'll reveal the truth. The one will die before he gets there. And if you're still bleeding, you're the lucky ones. 'Cause most of our feelings, they are dead and they are gone, setting fire to our insides for fun, collecting pictures from the flood that wrecked our home. It was the flood that wrecked this And if you're still in love, then you are the lucky ones. 'Cause most of us are bitter over someone, setting fire to our insides for fun, to distract our hearts forever misplay and not forever listen. You are
Look at that. Tommy Baldio and the Rocky Puntuns. Woo! Doing a cover of a song entitled Youth. Wow. I mean, there's so much talent in all of Spice Isle. I mean, I said that before the introduction. I have to say it now again after we looked at the video. And there's so much more we can do with what we have. Of course, we need the guidance and we need the direction and so much more, right? But that there was Tommy Baldio, one of our very talented vocalists, and doing a cover on that song, Youth. You enjoyed it? Yeah, I did too. Bonje, she could sing. So we're going to take a little break now. And when we come back, we have our next guest who's already in studio. All right? So sit tight and relax.
It's a cultural theme. Experience the goodness of the spice. Friday nights from 8 to 9. Culture at its best. A way of life, of customs and traditions. Hear the stories. Listen to the music. Witness the action and the old talk. A real Grenadian cultural experience. Bon J, a product of the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
There is still a place where untouched beauty meets soothing experiences and a warm people. It is a place where cascading waterfalls meet quiet meandering rivers to join silky stretches of white sand beaches. A place where you are greeted with the friendly smiles of the local people, while the rich aroma from the abundance of tropical fruits, fresh herbs and spices fill your lungs. A place perfect for curious minds intrigued by 18th century plantations, a water-propelled rum distillery, historical forts, and petroglyphs that are still visible today. A place where you can go turtle watching, feed mana monkeys, and marvel at water-filled craters created from extinct volcanoes. This place also allows you to enjoy perfect year-round sailing conditions while diving the world's first underwater sculpture park. This charming place is neatly situated in the Southern Caribbean and is popularly referred to as the Spice Islands of the Caribbean. These islands are Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So come visit us as we take you on a journey like never before. Come, experience the rhythms of spice.
Welcome back to Bonje, and we did promise before the break that we'll be introducing our next guest, but no, we're just hold on a little, you know, right? We just want to make sure that we offer a little thing between there so we heighten the excitement of the next guest. So like a plan? Good. So, of course, just teasing, we had to do a call-in segment. And the question today is, let's go back. Let's go way back, and see, what was life like using the outside pit latrine, especially at nights? What was life like? What was it like? What was it feeling like? How did you feel having to go outside to use your pit latrine when nature called at some time during the course of entry into bed? And waking up in the morning, and sometimes when you look outside, you hear the owl going, woo, and you're afraid. That is being dramatic. What was it like? So the question, the numbers 435-2636, 435-2636. Call us, man. Chat with us. Tell us what it was like. Right? Of course, you know, sometimes we have gotten so far, in most cases, so far removed from that experience that some of the youngsters may not even connect. They don't know what it was like. But it's just a couple of years ago, not too far removed. That was what it was like. Almost every home had a pit latrine, and you had to go outside. Yeah, we see somebody connecting, boy. Right? Somebody's connecting. We're hearing the telephone going, hello, good evening, welcome to Bonje.
Hello, good evening, how are you doing?
Good too much. How about you?
Man.
So you're one of the persons who had the opportunity to use the outside latrine and had to go outside in the middle of the night and things?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You will not stay in the night, man.
It was what?
You know was saying, man, when I was afraid that, what I didn't like about that was the darkness about it. How inside the dark, you can't hear it on inside it.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So it had a light inside, I don't mind it.
Yeah, but so you're
darkness.
so you're afraid to sit down.
And yes, I'm afraid that, boy, you can't see inside it.
Yes. And let me tell you the experience I had. I remember going. I remember. You're so right. So it was all the insects and the frog and the snake and other things that you could the cricket that you could bounce up ever so often. I mean, when you see them in the day, you could probably stay away, but they just bounce in the night. It's a whole different experience. Sometimes you forget what you go to do. You know, you end up going back inside and you end with period. That's all.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. I mean, you were right bang on target. Right?
Okay, nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Same here. Do enjoy the rest of the weekend and enjoy the rest of the program.
Okay, you too.
Good. Bye-bye. So, yeah, so there we had our caller connecting by direct. Yeah, man, I mean, Bonjay, that's how it was. You think life was easy only 20, 30 years ago? Yeah, man. Oh, what we have on our next call. Let's quickly see who's there. Hello, welcome to Bonjay.
You put me on. Hello?
Yes, hello, welcome to Bonjay.
Yeah, I used to.
You used to scream?
Yeah, I used to remember when I finished mess, I couldn't get paper to write, but to use bush.
Well, some of that happened too, you know what I mean? Some of that happened too, so that was your experience there. Okay, thank you.
I suck my book and I mess so much.
Right, that used to happen, So thank you so much for sharing. We need to go to our next guest now, right? Take care, have a good weekend. And that was somebody calling again. Me a little graphic, but of course, you know, yeah, things happen. Bonjay. Let me see our guest killing himself with laughter. It happened. Ladies and gentlemen and viewers, it's extremely, I'm extremely happy. There's somebody, the next guest is somebody who I've seen on the television in an ad. I've known him playing, and so never had the opportunity to even break a word with him. But tonight I'm extremely happy to have him on the program. And of course, he worked with his instrument, Brother Cecil Bartholomew. Welcome to Bonjay.
Thank you, welcome.
Good.
It's a pleasure, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Especially when we go back,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes,
when we go back. And it's always good to go back and connect, so it helps to put the current, you know, in perspective.
Exactly.
Cecil Bartholomew, guitarist, music tutor, bald head. There was a time when you had as much hair on top of your head as you have below your face, I imagine, you know. Now Cecil wearing all his hair on the hair, you know.
Well, I transfer it.
Yeah. Tell us how you got involved in the music. What started you off? We had some ladies earlier on, they started at age 4 doing dance. You know, what got you started in the music?
Well, music with me was, it started about the age of 12. I was going to PBC. And there was a guy by the name of Mr. Cyril Fletcher. He used to play. At that time, he was a big boy. I was a little boy, so I couldn't go too close. He slapped me, you know. So I used to be afraid to go down. I living in St. John Street at the time. So one day I hear him playing. He used to play on Top Market Hill, so easing down by the church all the time. Every time I come from the park, kicking ball or going and listen. And one day he called me, he said, well, look, you know, I come Cecil, you know, he was a prefect, so I had to respect him, you know. So he told me, come on. And I sat down on that little, you know, on the steps, and I heard a man play, and something happened inside. I can't tell you what happened inside, but then it became the instrument of my life. Because I want to play the guitar all the time, but my aunt at the time, she don't want me to play guitar. She said, but you're going to play this thing, you're going to play for tourists on the beach and all kinds of things. She said, go to school, go to university and get your degree. Yeah, no problem with that, but I want to play guitar.
Yeah.
So I had to negotiate with her a little bit. Anyway, I did okay in school. The reason I did okay in school was to play guitar. So I come home early and I complete my homework and everything.
And you're gone by the school. Yeah, the guitar.
Look at who's there. I gone and I play just to play the guitar. So I did my homework, so I always did very well. Just to play the guitar.
Good.
So, and then the rest is history. I went back to Trinidad, and then I hit the States, and then the rest is history. University, playing, working, career. I'm an electronic engineer along with the guitar.
So you took up
and it took me around the world. I played around the world. I met some very good people. One of the people that was my mentor was Mr. Lorendo Almeida, who was a very good guitarist. He was from Brazil. And he took me in and I played. And I've never stopped since.
Tell us something. Some people, yes, you play the guitar, you have fun playing it. You're obviously, if you're a musician, you might play different genres. You would play different genres. Have you had a natural connection to any particular genre? Or has it been that, every time you pick your instrument up, wherever it leads you, it's like, where you lead me, I will follow?
Well, when I heard the instrument played the classical way, I never could believe an instrument could play the bass and the melody and chords and everything at once, because at the time I started, I used to play with a pick, and you can't do all of that with a pick.
Yeah.
So so then again, Mr. Fletcher, he had an album that his aunt gave him from the States, and he said, come here, Cecil, I want you to hear something. So he put this, the album and thing that's spinning around, and he tell me, he say, how much people you think playing this? So I listen, I hear bass, I hear melody, I hear chords playing, I hear the little thing in the background, and I say, well, at least about 4. He say, 1 man. I say, how one man could play all of that? He say he plays with the finger style, he don't play with a pick. I say, what is this finger style? I want to learn that, I want to do that. Well, it's not until I reached the States and I met Mr. Almeida that I really got into the classical style. So the classical style I'm very partial to, and I'll explain it. And as a matter of fact, I'll give you an example. Now, I'm sure everybody's aware of Bob Marley, The Redemption Song. Now hear the difference now. You hear melody, you hear everything, right?
Yes.
So when you play the two now,
Take it away, Cecil. Take it away. Bob would have been proud. Point made, that's it. Because I hear a man on the bass. I hear the first guitar man holding a little thing there, highlighting the thing, and I also hear somebody on the rhythm guitar. I heard at least 3 fellas there.
Right, you understand?
Yeah, and I figure if I listen long, I hear the man the trap still.
I hear the drummer too.
Yeah, I hear the drummer too.
Yeah.
You know what? And that is That was so inspirational right there. How you take a song, and there's nothing wrong, I'm sure you'd agree, with the way Bob did it.
No.
There's absolutely nothing. But there could not be anything wrong with it because that's the original, that is the song. But you can still show a different side to it and bring a different feel.
Exactly. And that's what I do. And tomorrow there's a jazz show. The band, and I also perform by myself. Well, I do a lot of performing and also teaching. But this is the style that really enhances the awareness of the people here in Grenada. We have a lot of talented people here. They just don't have anybody to teach them. So I was very fortunate when I came back on this part of the planet to be able to get people, and they come to me and so on. So I'm able to enhance that overall awareness. So I have a lot of students. We play and we have fun.
Where's your school?
I have a place on Portugal Avenue. I live here at the back there. I changed my IT whole area into music.
Oh, okay.
So now I get into that thing. And it's really good, because it provides the energies that the country needs. We don't have that refinement. We have raw talent, but it's not refined. So now I'm trying to add the icing on the cake.
And I have made that point in different fora, right, with respect to talent, because the average Grenadian is talented in something or the other.
Very talented.
The average Grenadian also accepts that as the be-all and end-all.
That's the problem.
And I liken and say, that's a mistake, I agree with you, because to me, talent is like digging gold from the ground.
That's right.
It is gold, but in its raw state. Yeah. So you need to take it and refine it and put it through the process, and then you get a nice shiny chain and other thing like that.
Couldn't explain that. You find that we are at a stage where we do not know how much we don't know. And we do not want to know what we don't know because we don't know it.
Yes.
That may sound like an entendre, a mix of words, but if you understand where we are, if I come to you with something and I say, gee, here I could do so and so, and so you look at me, oh, wrong with this is a Grenadian. Well, I know him. Well, he can't tell me that, because you feel somehow that you have all the answers based on your paradigm, based on where you live, based on where you're operating from.
Yeah.
But when you go out and you hear something, you say, geez, Bonjay.
Bonjay.
I didn't know that exists.
Yes.
Now you're looking for somebody to teach you. Yes. And there's no one here.
And as you said earlier on, however, when the student is ready,
the master will appear.
Cecil, on that point, we want to say thank you so much for joining us on Bonjay.
Absolute pleasure.
And we'd certainly love to have you back at some point again when we could have, wow, it's almost, the clock on the wall is almost time to go. When certainly want to get you back. Because one wasn't enough, but it's just that we don't have time for more.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. It's an absolute pleasure, and I thank you for inviting me to the show.
You're welcome. Yes, we're down to, do we have our time for our iconic feature video? No, it's time for a wrap up. Oh, well, here's what. As we wrap up, Cecil is going to help us go out. Woo! What a way we got him in. And the host of Pop-Up Rides, it's a pleasure. See you next week, but we're going out with Cecil in the background. Until next week, have a really good weekend and be careful, be good to yourself.